for endless hours, whatever it takes. I'll meet you past the witching hour. I'll be with you far beyond the grave.
And welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Grave, my podcast that I do with content creators and other special people. Joining me today is the lovely GREATBLACKOTAKU, or JiBo.
Hey, how's it going? Beyond the grave, are you going to kill me?
I wouldn't tell you if I was going to do it.
Well, why would you name it Beyond the Grave if you weren't going to tell me that you weren't going to kill me?
Because we're going beyond the grave. We're already in the afterlife. But, yeah. Welcome on the podcast, JiBo.
Thank you for having me, and depending on when this is posted, thank you for collabing with me.
Yeah. So, JiBo, tell a little bit about yourself as a content creator first.
As a content creator, I've never really explained myself as a content creator. I guess I've been doing live streaming in one way or another for about 5 or 6 years. I guess more specifically, I've been VTubing for the better part of 2 years now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's me. You can find me at youtube.com/JiBoVT. That's where I do all my streams and sometimes other stuff.
Yeah. And I was there for your VTuber debut. I just didn't speak up.
Why not? Was I that intimidating? Was my girth that much?
No, I'm just a super lurker with certain people. I don't know why. Yeah, you've been streaming for, you said 6 years? 7 years?
Yeah, what is it, 2022? I've probably been doing it for, about 6 years now.
Jeez. And how have you been liking it? Especially when you shifted to being a VTuber.
I honestly love it. I really love the whole VTubing thing. It's the difference between, setting up and just having to open up some programs on my computer rather than like straighten up my room and make sure I'm presentable as a human being. So I've been in love with it. I've been in love with the VTubing community. I've loved doing collabs like the one we're going to do after this. Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. Everybody just likes to role play as their silly little OCs, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. The thing with me is that I don't roleplay at all. I only have lore just if people want to ask me about lore.
Oh, good. I'm the exact same way.
I hate to break it to you guys, but I'm not really a cat girl.
No. Don't break kayfabe.
Speaking of that, do you want to delve into what you exactly do for work outside of the internet?
Well, outside of content creation, which is my main bread and butter, obviously. I happen to work for the World Whaling Federation. It's an organization that specializes in sports and entertainment, and I basically underwear fight in front of live audiences for a living.
Basically, he kicks people in the face and gets paid for it.
Yeah.
That's literally one of your moves, too.
Yeah, kick it. The kick in the face. It's my most popular move.
The big boot.
Honestly, it's one of my best moves. Kick in the face.
And honestly, how I found out about you was before you even got to, quote unquote, the big leagues.
World Whaling Federation. Yes.
Yeah, I follow along with you on the indies in the row.
Oh, really?
In the ROWboat.
So that's good. I've never had to do that. You're right on it. No, that's funny. Yeah, that's actually how I made a lot of my initial name for myself, was because I was the weeb who named a running knee strike after Nico Yazawa from Love Live.
Yeah.
So that was my claim to fame until I actually got a claim to fame.
That was gonna actually be one of my questions. Is Nico Yazawa your favorite Love Live character? I'm a Love Live fan, so I wanted to actually ask you.
There's some lore behind this,
Ooh.
and I hope that this person is listening right now.
Ooh.
Because this will be the first time I've publicly acknowledged them, okay?
Cool.
For the past 3 years, every couple of months, I'll get a message in my DMs from somebody I don't follow. It's just a random fan, and they will ask me, "Hello." It's the exact same message every time. "Hello, who is your favorite Love Live girl? Is it Nico Yazawa?" And I have never responded to this person, but I admire their persistence, right? So last month, I got the message, as I do every month, and I told him, "Today is not the day that I'm going to tell you. However, continue on your quest, and you will find your answer." So I don't want him to find his answer here, so I'm going to keep it to myself.
That's respectable. Aside from Muse, though, do you actually watch any Love Live?
That was the one I watched. So I haven't kept up with all of the subsequent series.
You haven't seen Sunshine or.
So actually, what's funny about Sunshine is I haven't seen Sunshine, but I've heard Sunshine because Funimation sends me, one of the perks of being the great black otaku is Funimation sends me Blu-rays. So one of the Blu-rays was Sunshine, and I was looking for different shows out of the box of anime, which I've got this towering box of different anime Blu-rays that one was appropriate for a child, which is few and far between. You'd be surprised. And two, that I'd be willing to show my kids, like for car rides, because we have a Blu-ray player in the car, in the minivan that I drive. So one of the shows that I was like, oh yeah, that's fine, they can watch that, was Sunshine. So I've heard most of Sunshine, but I've not seen it because it was in the backseat.
You heard the idol music?
Yes, I've heard the idol music. I've heard the dreams of making it out of the countryside.
By the way, best girl, Yo Watanabe.
Okay.
And favorite Muse girl is Rin.
Yeah, that's respectable. I respect that. No, I respect anybody who's willing to stand in their, stand in their truth.
Speaking of, is there a reason why your Ava girl is Asuka?
Okay, so the funny thing about this, that's my other claim to fame was the Nico Nico Knee, and then I was the football player with the Asuka Daki, right? So long ago, when I was drafted into the national, I can say National Football League. I'm not hiding. Yeah. when I was drafted
the National
into the NFL,
Flounder League,
National Floundering League, yeah. National Flounder League under the sea. My best friends from high school, they thought it would be a funny haha joke to get me a Dakimakura to represent, despite the fact that I am a Chad in body, I am a virgin in mind, right? So they got me the very famous Asuka Dakimakura, and when I posted it, it blew up because that was the one thing everybody saw when I was like, who is this guy that we just drafted? Oh, this is the guy we just drafted. Okay, what a waste of a draft.
That's a lot of money to spend on a fucking weeb.
Yeah. So it became, don't get me wrong, I love Asuka.
Yeah.
But I had to commit to the bit at a certain point because that was what I was known for. Honestly, I'm more of a Masato man myself, if you want to pull back the Iron Curtain. Maybe it's because I'm an adult now.
Yes.
When I was a boy, I liked boyish things, but as I became a man, I grew up. But yeah, I love all of them. It's my favorite piece of media is Evangelion. So yeah. I love everybody in it. To pull back the curtain, I guess I'm more of a Masato guy than an Asuka guy.
Yes, as it should be.
Yeah. After the rebuilds, I was never my least favorite was Ray, but after the rebuilds, I was like, oh yeah, Ray, you all right, Ray.
Yeah, the rebuilds definitely rebuilded on Ray.
Yeah, they re-raid.
That's interesting. You really commit to the bit. I applaud that.
Oh, I will live and die for the bit. I still have it. It's in my bed right now. It's good for like a body pillow. I always say this, despite the memes, it is good for your hips.
Dockies are actually really comfortable.
Yeah, it's very I can't sleep without like a pillow between my legs because I'm a side sleeper. Yeah. So it's actually what I need. It just so happens to have an anime child.
I have a body pillow, but I don't have like the cover for it.
Just go for it. Who would you get if you had the choice?
That's a very tough question.
A loaded question.
That's a loaded question. I have a lot of waifus because too many waifus do not ruin your waifu.
The real question is, would you get one of those like super lewd looking ones, or would you like I have to have a respectable one. I have 3 kids. I have a wife. Like I can't have a spread cheek anime girl in my bed.
Right.
It has to be respectable.
Speaking of that, is your family into anime like you?
Nah, they're normies.
They're normies.
My kids don't know. Like my kids have seen a lot of anime now. Just because it's what like they watch like one show a day. It's the stuff I put in front of them. I'm kind of slowly brainwashing them. They love Ghibli films.
Yeah.
They love Pokemon.
Right.
Avatar isn't The Last Airbender isn't an anime per se, but it's anime adjacent.
Yeah.
So like one day they're going to wake up and realize that they love it. My wife's just a normie.
She don't care.
Yeah. Which is good. It's good because otherwise I'd spiral. It's not. It would be bad if we were too weebs.
Yeah. My partner, they're an anime fan, but not to the degree that I am. And to be fair, with Pokemon and Naruto, I watched those when I didn't even know what anime was. So
yeah, no, exactly. There's the moment where I think Naruto was no, it wasn't Naruto. It was actually no, it was for me. I watched like Dragon Ball Z. I understood as like, oh, this is like from Japan, I guess. I kind of had an understanding of that. But Naruto was the first one that I like actually went out of my way to go and find. So it was like, oh, yeah, now I'm going to brave the 7 seas and find the actual episodes in Japanese. That's when I was like, that's when I was birthed into Weebdom.
You looked them up on YouTube in parts in Spanish subtitles.
That was how you had to do it back in the day. People don't understand how easy it is when you have Crunchyroll and Funimation app and freaking it's on Netflix, it's on HBO. You can get anime anywhere now. I had to work for my anime, and we all had to watch the same shows. There was less shows.
I was a young pirate. Like Luffy.
Like Luffy? I've been known to yayo.
Actually, yes, I was a 4Kids person for a while. And then they died.
I don't think I realized it was anime when it was on 4Kids. They did a good job making it American enough. They were just action shows. Yeah, they were like, X-Men or Spider-Man or whatever. They were...
Yeah, except for Tokyo Mew Mew.
Yeah, I was just talking to some friends about this. We were talking about the Toonami block back in 2004 or something like that, and we were like, you look at that block and you see like Gundam Wing was on there, Dragon Ball obviously, Sailor Moon was on there, Yu Yu Hakusho, and then somewhere somebody thought, let's license Tenchi Muyo, a freaking harem anime, and throw it right in the middle of our action block. It was so confusing to me. I think
someone did that as a joke.
That must have been a rib. That
had to be a rib.
Yeah,
that's really cool though. That you come so far in your career and you aren't ashamed of your interest.
At this point, if I was ashamed of my interests, I just wouldn't have a career.
That's fair.
Hopefully, I can use these interests to transition into another career when the time comes down the line.
Yeah,
that's what I would like to do.
That's Yeah, that's how I look at it, is that like you have so many avenues to like go from with what you do as a creator, as a person.
I recognize that I've lived an entire life of abusing my body physically, and one day my body will give up.
Right.
I probably wouldn't be where I'm at without Twitter, so it's like necessary for my future that I maintain some sort of presence on that place.
I mean, the Nico Nico Knee went viral, dude.
It's on Twitter. Yeah.
It went viral, and
it was on 4chan first, and then it was on Twitter.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
And from that, you got a lot of notoriety from that. Like, not that you didn't have notoriety already from being from the National Flounder League.
Yeah, that was my peak. My peak was when I was drafted. And I was all like, it was all over the 4chan boards of like, this man walks up to your waifu and slaps her butt. What do you do?
He kicks him in the face.
Yeah.
That's so funny though. Like, and you've gotten so many opportunities because of certain things that you've done have gone viral. Like,
yeah,
you got to work with Pokemon, with Funimation, like. Dude,
Pokemon, Funimation, those are the big ones. I did the coolest thing I ever did was when Sun and Moon, Pokemon Sun and Moon was coming out.
Yeah.
The Pokemon company asked me to do I think it was the 20th anniversary at the time.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. I literally saw that when it went up. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, they said, and what was really cool, speaking of 4chan, was when I did that was one of the main things that confirmed one of the starter evolution leaks. Because the 3 people that they had do the 20th anniversary things, I think they might have just announced like the starting forms or whatever of the starters for Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
And they used me, and I had just started wrestling at the time, and they were very adamant about me doing it in my wrestling gear. They used Jordan Sparks, who is a singer, and who was the third one? Oh, the Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Rowlet?
Rowlet, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. They had an archery person do it. And so when they broke it down, it was singer, archer, and wrestler. And that was the leak.
Speaking of that though, are you a Gen 1er, or are you like, have you consistently been with Pokemon?
I'm a Gen 3er. I started in Gen 1. Gen 3 has always been my favorite. I don't know why. Because I recognize that there were certain games that were better since.
Right.
So I started with everybody. With Red and Blue, like every hot-blooded American in 1991. And I think I fell off of Pokemon. Maybe I didn't play Diamond and Pearl when it was out.
Right.
So I think I had fallen off at that point, and I fell off because at the time you were only allowed to like one thing, and I wanted to switch to Digimon. So I switched. I changed teams. Damn. And then I fell off Pokemon for a bit, and then I came back to Pokemon for X and Y, I believe. That's when I came back and I started playing a bit competitively, and I started beating people online. So then that added to my allure, because not only was I the football player with the Asuka, but I was also the football player with the Asuka who would beat you at Pokemon.
God, what a legacy.
what a great legacy I've led.
I've consistently stayed with Pokemon. I've played every gen.
What's your favorite?
Favorite? Black and White and Black and White 2.
Yeah, I like Black and White a lot. I didn't play it live, but I liked it a lot.
The gen Pokemon of that game are weird, but the story.
There's always been weird Pokemon though.
Exactly. The story and the world Like, and the mechanics actually from that gen specifically are so good.
And N's hot.
N's a pretty boy.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of, I don't know how this relates, but how did you come up with your VTuber character? Your little squid boy.
My little squid boy. So I actually something came up where I couldn't stream on Twitch normally anymore, which is fine. Around the same time, VTubing was starting to get bigger. Like I started seeing Hololive coming up, and
right.
I mean, Hololive existed, but like I saw it like really starting to blow up, and I wanted to do something completely separate from my own, face and personality.
Right.
Well, not personality, but identity.
Right.
I wanted just something completely separate that was just mine, that I could put on YouTube, which was fine, and do it there. So when it came time to decide what exactly I was going to be, my favorite animal is octopuses. I have a big octopus tattoo. It's kind of my thing.
Nice.
And I also liked Splatoon.
that would do it.
Yeah. So, I kind of made like a little Octoling guy, and that evolved into an Octoling guy in a plug suit. Because, as I said, Evangelion is my favorite piece of media.
Yeah.
And, that's the rest is history.
That's awesome. I'm just a cat girl.
You really...
Literally, I'm not even going to explain my lore. I've explained it several times to people. It's literally just a cat girl I was isekai'd as a cat girl. It's literally all it is.
It's more story than most animes have nowadays, so it's fine.
Which, you say you got into, or saw the rise of Hololive. Were you ever a person that was into Kizuna Ai when VTuber...
I was, yeah. I started following Kizuna AI when I was with the Texans, I think. Like, it was ages ago, like a really long time ago. And I just thought it was neat. I was like, oh, this is cool. Because I didn't realize I thought she was actually an AI when she first came out. So I was like, oh, this is cool. This is like... the next step for Miku. Like I was like, oh yeah, you make your YouTube content creator on the computer now and just let it make its own stuff.
Right.
So I had actually followed her for a long time. Obviously it wasn't super easy because until later there wasn't translations or anything, and I don't speak Japanese.
Right.
But yeah, no, I was always into this idea. I guess we're kind of getting there as a society where like everybody, I think we're maybe 10 years out from everyone being on VR chat and having their own digital identity and stuff. I think VTubers is kind of like the first mainstream step of that.
Yes, the metaverse, the real metaverse.
Yeah, the actual metaverse.
The real metaverse is VR chats where you hang with your waifus.
Yeah, and become waifu.
Exactly.
That's the thing, right? Like everybody on there is an anime girl. It's if you're a boy, you're a girl. If you're anything non-binary, it doesn't matter. You're an anime girl.
Exactly.
If you have the choice in life, if you have the choice to be anything you want to be, I want to be an anime girl.
That's exactly how I came up with my character. I'm like, I'm not trans. I'm not non-binary. I'm straight as fuck. But like, I wanted to be an anime girl because I've literally been playing RPGs as a girl for years.
Same.
They're just nicer
People thought
to
it was
look
crazy.
at. It's not. Not even like not even all the time in a sexual way. It's literally just.
No,
girls are nicer to look at.
They usually have better clothing options.
Except for armor.
Except for armor if it's like a weird naked armor. But usually Pokemon. In Pokemon, when you could become a girl and you can customize your outfits. The girls had way better outfits than the boys. My kids, I have 3 daughters, right? and my kids asked is like if I'm ever playing a game, like there was a point last year where they were watching me play Monster Hunter all the time. They're like, Daddy, why are you a girl? And I was like, well, as you know, I can only make girls. So that's where I'm at.
That's the cool thing about being VTuber is that you can literally be whatever you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to base it off you entirely. Mine is more based on me. I've literally had the exact same haircut that my avatar has.
When I was putting together my character with Cranky Construct, good friend of mine from way back, we were, designing stuff, and he was like, "Oh, cool! Like, what if we made like the dreadlocks tentacles? Like, that's cool, right? That's cool. That's fresh. That's fresh. We like it." So I guess it's a little bit. JiBo is probably more me than most people's are like them, but also I've always, if I can't be an anime girl, I want to be a cute feminine boy. So that is the direction I went in.
You're a nice little femboy. It's okay.
Yeah, I just want to be a femboy so bad.
I just want to wear a dress and everyone be okay with it.
Why am I 6'8"?
6'8", proudly wears a maid dress.
Yeah, gosh, it's not fair.
God, you are a big lad. But that's so cool. And honestly, this is the big question. How did you actually get into wrestling? I don't mean like signing a contract. I mean like actually like as a fan first.
As a fan first, I've always been a big fan of professional whaling. I guess my first Whalemania was 20. Now that's the first one I remember getting. I had to ask my parents. I was like, "Hey, can I get Whalemania?" And they were like, "Okay, fine." I had been watching it for a couple years before that, so maybe since I was 12 or 11, something around there. And the way I got into it, oddly enough, wasn't from the show. It wasn't from the Attitude Era that everybody else got into it. It was from the video game. I got, at some point, one of my favorite cousins brought over Here Comes the Pain for the PlayStation 2. And I fell in love with it there because I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
That's super cool, though. And now you're in a game.
I'm in the game.
Now you're in a whaling game.
I'm in the whaling game. Yeah, I have. It's on my shelf next to all my anime figurines.
Not only is the big underwear fighter in there, but JiBo is canonically in there as a sign.
I don't even know how that happened. I've talked so much trash about 2K for my entire life because I used to e-fed, so I used to always complain about how bad these games were. But somebody, I have a guardian angel at 2K who's like, "Yeah, you know what? We're gonna put over JiBo in this game." So now I have to eat every word. I have to take back everything I ever said about these video games because somebody at 2K is based.
Someone at 2K is a simp.
Yeah, good.
Or in your case, a shrimp.
A shrimp, yes.
Yes.
A shrimp.
Shrimp life.
Yeah, shrimp life.
Or how'd you get into whaling as that actual career?
As an actual whaler, yes, of course. So I my football career ended prematurely because I had knee injuries. Part of I am 6'8", but I am not naturally 325 pounds. That's something I had to maintain and was not good for my knees. So my knees gave out a few times at the end of my career, and I just couldn't move on them anymore. And so when I stopped, I lost a bunch of weight because I knew that would help. And I knew, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm still young. I'm still healthy. And my plan was always to play football as long as I could and then go into wrestling.
Nice.
So that's what I did. I got drafted to Houston where I met Booker T. I used to go to his
ROWboat.
Rowing. His ROWboat. Yeah, I went to the ROWboat. And I, established a connection with him. And as soon as I was done playing football, I called him and I was like, hey, can you train me? And then I tried out. And within a year, I was in the World Whaling Federation. So
yeah. And I watched your debut in the row. And you made it to the quote unquote big leagues when you less than a year.
Yeah. I'm not going to claim that it was easy or anything like that, but I had a plan and I stuck to it and it worked. Probably helped that, I'm big and handsome, but
you earned everything you've gotten yourself.
Thank you.
And like, it's been amazing to see as a fan and now I guess as an acquaintance.
Oh, we're Switch friends now. So
Switch
we're
friends. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know you're friends with someone when you add them on Switch.
Yeah, you have my friend code. You can dox me now.
As you've gotten into this, into VTubing, you've subsequently gotten in your friend group into like sort of that kind of sphere. Like even as just like PNGs.
I dragged them all to hell with me. Yes. They when I started streaming years ago, I streamed with them. We had a thing that everybody really enjoyed called the Insiderz, and that was kind of our dynamic was good, and I liked it, and I didn't want to lose it because I was going into this VTubing thing. So I came up with a way to I got them all PNG tubers made. No, I thought, I was like, oh no, this is good. This is a brand. I'm making a brand.
And now you're the Finsiders.
Yeah, we're the Finsiders.
Who's your favorite VTuber? It can be indie or corporate or whatever.
Well, the one that made me want to do it was Gora.
Yes.
I was like, oh, she's great. I just want to be her.
I just want to be her.
I just want to be her. I want to wear her.
Jesus Christ.
No, she was the one who was like, oh no, this is like, it was really like I said, I followed Kazuna AI earlier on, but that was the one that I was like, okay, I actually get the appeal of this medium. And I was like, okay, yeah, I like that.
How I got into found out about VTubers outside of Kizuna Ai was Korone. So I'm a Korone simp.
That's fun. That's fair too. Yeah.
But since then, I've really come around to the English people. Mori Calliope, big one.
I like Calliope. Yeah, I like Mori.
Yeah.
That first gen of English girls are real solid.
Yeah.
Real good work rate. I rate their matches highly.
You think you could take them on?
In a shoot?
I mean,
yeah, you heard it here first. Clip this, put this everywhere on the internet. I think I could beat every Gen 1 Hololive myth girl in a fist fight. 1-on-1.
Damn.
Yes. You heard it here first, folks.
Do you think if she was still around, quote unquote, you could take on Coco? Kiryu Coco?
Oh, she's big. She's big and strong. She's a big, strong girl. Yeah, I think I got that. I think I got that this fight.
And I would ask you your favorite indie VTuber, but you're networking pretty well, so I don't want you to like have to choose your best friend.
Yeah, I can't put anybody on blast.
I don't want you to choose favorites of your friends.
It is funny. Like I've seen it a million times. People are like, "Oh yeah, VTubing is just wrestling for weebs."
I've seen the opposite. That like a lot of people that get into wrestling like anime.
It's anime for rednecks. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, that's why. Yeah, it's a circle. It all
comes together.
Ouroboros. Yeah, it's an Ouroboros. It's a snake eating its own tail. But just like, I mean, even like if you look at VTubing, you've got the indies, and then you've got the major promotions, and you've got kayfabe. Basically, you've got everything is all there. It's all very wrestling. You've got clicks. You've got all of that. So my goal is to one day make it to the big leagues.
Right.
I want to get signed to a major VTubing promotion. That's what I want to do. I want to main event VTuber Mania.
Yes. VTuber Mania. Even like the big VTubers are now working with IRL streamers, quote unquote.
Yeah. It's I think they have to. Like we had the big VTuber boom during the early pandemic, right? But it's kind of, I would imagine it's kind of plateaued a bit in terms of like before it was like massive growth. Like everybody, the bubbles kind of popped a little bit. There's a lot of people who kind of have to it, and it's kind of leveled off like anything would. So I think the next step is to like the novelty of having an anime person on your regular stream is funny. It's good content.
It is like, and it's exploding so much that like Gura is literally in a Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah. What is this world that we're living in?
One of my last questions, other than the stable you've been in, what is your actually favorite wrestling stable?
Well, obviously, my stable was my favorite, obviously, because I was in it. Favorite wrestling stable.
Are you gonna go with the generic NWO?
No.
That's not a diss on NWO. That's just the easy answer.
That's just a basic answer. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a not so basic answer.
For me, mine was DX.
That's the same thing.
Yeah,
that's
like
NWO green.
They're just green instead of black and white.
They're just the green version, the Shrek version.
The Shrek version. Maury's favorite anime.
I'm trying to. Okay, it's not NWO proper. I used to love NWO Japan because they were all like Yakuza.
Does that mean you may also be a fan of the Bullet Club?
So when before it was I'm a tastemaker. You see. I like things before they become too cool, and then I stop liking them.
Yeah,
I liked the Bullet Club a lot before they were cool. I had merch for Bullet Club before you could buy merch for Bullet Club in America.
Like once, like I became a fan of them before they started selling their merch in Hot Topic of all places.
Exactly. Yeah, like before it was that the same with anime. Before it was easy to get it, I had it.
Exactly. I had so much anime merch before it was actually like,
back when you had to get it airbrushed on a t-shirt. when you had to get your Vegeta the Black Goku t-shirt at the mall.
Speaking of that, what is your favorite anime of all time, and what's your current favorite?
My favorite, I said earlier, is Evangelion.
Right.
That's just my favorite. It spoke to me as an angsty teen, and it finished as I became a man. And so it's mirrored my life. Not that I'm not a Shinji by any means, but I relate to the themes big time.
Right.
What I'm watching now,
or at least as of recent.
That's my problem. Is I've got super ADHD when it comes to being on an airplane for 3 hours.
Right.
So like where a decent, well-adjusted human being can just stare into the abyss that is the back of the chair in front of them for 3 hours. I need an anime on my phone. I need to be playing Switch. I need to be listening to music all at the same time, like so I can completely disassociate with the flight.
That's fair.
So I I actually I watch a whole lot of anime shows. I guess out of the ones that are airing right now, I really like Spy X Family.
Yes.
Or Spy Family.
It's amazing how big that got.
I've always had this thing about like child bait stuff. Like it's like, oh, wholesome child. Like it's like, oh, this is my child. Like there was a genre of games that I called dadcore in the 2010s. Where everything was making you like the dad of some kid, and I never bought that because I went and produced my own child at a young age. But I think it was episode 3 that was the first one that I was like, okay, this is a good show.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
I need more than just a cute child because I have cute children.
And with that, since we're running out of time, I think you're a really cool creator. You're a really cool person, and you deserve everything that you've worked for.
Aw, you're making me blush.
I tend to do that with my guests. But yeah, it was an honor, honestly, to have you.
Thanks for having me on. It was a fun conversation.
Yeah, and if you guys want to see more content of the two of us, we have some streams. And if you don't catch it, then I can put out a VOD for you guys. So keep on the lookout for that.
Keep your eyes peeled.
But with that, I've been JChip, and this has been JiBo, Great Black Otaku. He goes by many names.
A man by many names.
But here we'll just call him JiBo. And with that, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Gee, bye-bye, mother flounders.
Mother flounder, you was lost out at sea, but I found you. So get down to the beat, mother flounder. You was lost out at sea, but I found you. Mother flounder. Well, what the hell is happening? Got the whale tails wagging and we bout to get it cracking. Beat slapping like a bass getting played by an octopus. Loved by the populace, ain't nobody stopping us. So if you're feeling hungry, maybe a little crabby, come down to the Krusty K and get yourself a pretty patty. And whether you like them thin or with a little fatty, there's no discrimination against whatever makes you happy.